Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again with another mini set card review, and I have unfortunate news to share with everybody here today. Yeah, Priest got more cards. They gave 3 more cards to Priest, and they just keep doing it. Every expansion, every mini set, they keep giving them cards, and well, we're gonna review them. We're gonna talk about them. Hopefully they're not good, or hopefully they are if you like playing Priest. Anyways, we'll talk about these cards, and if you want to win, I guess, these Priest cards and all the other cards in the mini set, we're giving away 3 mini sets out of my pocket to enter the giveaway. Like and comment in the video, link down in the description below, the one with that thumbnail over there. Be subscribed to the channel, and if we manage to hit another 1,000 subs by next Tuesday, when the mini set goes live, I will add another mini set to that giveaway. So hit that sub button, make me go Baroque. And reminder that Demon Hunter has access to these Priest cards using their tourist card Arana. And the first card we have here, which was half spoiled, again, by the Play Hearthstone Twitter, the Silvermoon brochure, a 2-mana holy spell. Give a minion immune this turn and +2/+2. So not permanent immune, just +2/+2. But like these other brochure cards, it will flip. So we have the holy one, and then the next turn it's in your hand, it will flip to the Gilneas brochure, a 2-mana shadow spell. I think it starts on the holy one. So if you want to play Shadow Priest, like in WoW with Benedictus, you can't play this, I think. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, that's kind of a bummer. I wish it started on Shadow. Anyways, silence a minion and give it -2/-2, so you can, you know, neutralize a minion possibly. If it only has 2 health, it'll die. Only has 2 attack, it'll have nothing. Can't attack unless it's buffed. That can be quite solid, so pretty flexible. You could silence your own frozen minion and maybe get some damage in, depending on the situation. And giving a minion immune's always pretty decent. Getting that trade in, getting that +2/+2. Demon Hunter might want to use this for a buff or, you know, just a nice silence. It's, again, these brochure cards seem really flexible. This doesn't like draw cards or create any value, but it can do some good stuff, especially if you're fighting for the board. I don't know what deck is playing this, like currently right now, if you would want to play this in like, you know, Overheal wouldn't want it, Zarimi, self-damaging stuff. Like it just feels like a decent card in for no deck right now, at least in standard, that I can't think of. I think this will pop up at some point. I don't know when. It could be immediately in one of these decks or somehow spawn a whole new archetype. Probably not. But I really like these brochure cards. I think the design is really cool. I hope they re-explore this. Like having different spell schools on one spell is pretty cool. Although with the brochure, right, you're holding it like a card. Like, what should they know that the card, like if you're holding it in your hand, they should be able to see the backside of it, of what the other effect is. That'd be actually pretty funny. I doubt they'll do that, but it would be pretty funny if it's, you know, you gotta flip it over, they should see the other side. Anyways, I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5 in standard. I don't know if it's gonna immediately pop up, be a meta player, but I do think this is a card that could do some stuff. Silence is powerful in particular, especially silence that could possibly remove. I think that can be really nice. So the flexibility is pretty good. In Wild, I'll give it a 2. I don't think it's going to like Reno Priest or Shadow Priest or the Radiant Elemental decks, which are the 3 main ones right now. I don't really see it, but yeah, I don't even think Reno Priest would, but it's a cool card. I actually quite like it. Oh wait, I don't like Priest cards. I don't like Priest. I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh my goodness, look at this. They gave Priest a 2-mana 4/4. Millhouse Mana Storm is very upset. An Envoy, a Prosperity. It has Battle Cry. Why am I saying it like that? I don't know. Put the highest cost card in your hand on top of your deck. That seems horrendously bad. I'm like, so you get some extra stats, right? But then you put something on top of your deck that then it's in theory expensive and not very well playable, and then you immediately draw. It reminds me, like Demon Hunter has access to this card, by the way, of that 2-mana 5/4, which started as a 4/4, they buffed it, which would just put a card, random card in your hand back into your deck. Like that was decent. Didn't see a ton of plays. It was decent. This like straight up puts the expensive card back at the top. There is argument, like you have the new taunt that can make your top deck 1 mana. You have the fortunes from Soothe Fancy, right? You have some manipulation. Maybe you actually set something up with this. That could be good, but that's a lot of work. It's very clunky. Who knows? But yeah, I don't think a 2-mana, like stats matter so little that I don't know if a 2-mana 4/4 redraw a card later is going to be worth it. I just don't see it, but maybe there is that deck that pops up that really wants, that specific expensive card, put at the top of your deck, and then mana cheated with something else. There's a possibility that it's only 2 mana. You could possibly set stuff up like that for some combos. So I can't completely write it off for that reason. I just feel like if you got to work that hard for something in today's Hearthstone, where it's super easy to do almost everything, including blowing up your opponent in hand with like a lot of damage, I'll give it a 2 for now, but it is something for sure that you never know. It could lead to some crazy combo. And you can never write off a card that can manipulate your hand and deck. That's always something to be wary of. And again, and while they'll give it a 2 as well, but definitely bear the Millhouse, because you play that card, you just freaking lose the game. And this, you probably don't lose the game, but you lose a little bit slower probably. You're still probably gonna lose, but we'll see. Maybe something will pop up. And then lastly, we have the Job Shadower, the most broken card I have seen ever. Well, not really. It's just okay. It's a 3 mana 4/3 undead battle cry. If your hero took damage this turn, so basically I would imagine on your, it's during your turn when you're attacking, all that stuff, summon a copy of this. So if you've self-damaged in any way, it's a 3 mana 8/6 at the bare minimum, unless it's been hand debuffed, which I still don't think is a thing. Maybe you would Smolland it somehow. Why would you do that? Why would you Smolland? It's cheaper, but yeah, maybe you'd Smolland it randomly with like your Prison of Yogg-Saron. There we go. We found a way around it. But yeah, hand buffs. You don't really have great hand buffs, I think, in Priest, but maybe there's something you could do to buff this up. But still, like 3 mana 8/6, it's aggressively statted. Undead for, Soulburner Varia, the legendary that has no purpose in standard right now because there's like no undeads. You got something to work with there, right? Maybe it's foreshadowing to next expansion. We'll get a bunch of undeads for Priest, and Undead Priest in standard will have a shot again, because right now it's like completely irrelevant. But yeah, I figure this just goes into like self-damage stuff. Demon Hunter 2 might actually be a lot better in Demon Hunter, where you could just like hero power for 1 and then just hit in and get this out. That could be good. And plus that new amazing weapon we reviewed earlier today, you could set up that too. So maybe Demon Hunter can utilize this a little bit better. But yeah, it's mostly just a tempo card, and it's crazy how tempo is like, it's really hard to be good with these cards these days on ladder. They have cards that fight for board or do something at board have to do so much now to compete, like cheat mana, kill your opponent, draw a card, something. This just fight, it's just stats, right? Like, it's rarely enough these days. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5 in standard, a 2 out of 5 in wild, but certainly maybe it is just a lot of stats. It's easy enough to proc on, like, especially Demon Hunter, even on curve on turn 3. Maybe, just maybe, but yeah, not entirely sold. So there we go. Again, more kind of all over the place cards. This has been a weird mini set. Maybe we'll have a whole video on that at the end. But yeah, I think these cards have a bit more potential than the ones that we saw earlier today. There's one more reveal later today for, like, I think 1 card. Let me know. Do you want that late night review? Again, I'll take a look and see how yesterday's did or last night's. But again, maybe we'll just do that random 1 card review. If not, we'll talk about it tomorrow morning, where there'll be a bunch more cards to talk about. And if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.